In this video, we will be solving this initial value problem using Laplace transform. The first step is to compute Laplace transform on the left and on the right. The Laplace transform of the derivative is s times Laplace transform of the function minus y of 0, which is -6, then I get plus 6, plus 3 times the Laplace transform of y, and this is the Laplace transform of 2 times u4 of t times 2 plus 3t. And to get this Laplace transform on the right, we use this formula. And it says that the Laplace transform of this function is equal to e to the negative 8s. Then we're going to have e to the negative 4s times the Laplace transform. And the question is, what is the original function f of t if this is the u4 shifting? Then the rule is you forget about this function, the Heaviside function, and anytime you see that t, 2 times, anytime you see that t, you replace it with t plus a. In this case, it's t plus 4. You have 2 plus 3 times t plus 4. Okay, then here we can factor the s plus 3 times Laplace transform of y. This 6, I'm going to move it to the right, is -6 plus e to the negative 4s. And here we have, remember this is, what is this? This is this part here. This is the Laplace transform of, we have 2 times, this is 2 plus 3t plus 12. And then this is just the Laplace transform of 2 plus 12, 14 times 2 is 28 plus 6t. And the Laplace transform of 28 plus 6t is, the Laplace transform of 28 is 28 over s. And the Laplace transform of 6t is 6 over s squared. Now, we solve for the Laplace transform of y. Then we have that the Laplace transform of y is -6 over s plus 3 plus e to the negative 4s. And here, this is just a common denominator for this is s squared. And here we have 28s plus 6. And we are dividing by s plus 3. And we have to write this as the Laplace transform of an expression, right? An expression here, so that at the end we can say that y is equal to this expression. But in order to write this as the Laplace transform of a function, this part, we're going to use this formula from left to right. But the first step is to be able to write this part, the 28s plus 6, as the Laplace transform of a function. We have to compute a Laplace transform inverse. Let's take care of that. We need to rewrite. How to rewrite 28s plus 6 over s plus 3 times s squared. And in order to visualize the Laplace transform inverse of this, we do partial fractions. We write this as a over s plus 3 plus b over s plus c over s squared. This linear term has multiplicity 2. Then we make sure that we have the same common denominator, s plus 3 times s squared. And here we have a times, what is missing s plus 3 to be this denominator? Is missing an s squared plus b. What is missing s to be this common denominator is missing an s plus 3 times s. And what is missing this denominator to be equal to that denominator is missing an s plus 3. Then we compare this numerator with this numerator and we set up the equations. What is the coefficient of s squared on the right? Here we have this one, a, plus, and here we have, when we multiply this, we get plus b. We want that to be equal 0. And what is the coefficient of s on the right? We will have a 3bs here because of this. And we have a 3b. And what else contributes to the s plus c? And this is equal to, the coefficient of s is a 28. And what is the constant coefficient on the right? We have 3c. And we want that to be equal to 6. That means that c is equal to 2. And if c is equal to 2, we move this 2 to the right, and we get that b is 26 over 3, and a is negative 26 over 3. That means that all this process is to rewrite this expression as negative 26 over 3. We will write this, b is 26 over 3, and c is 2. Notice that now it's easier to compute the Laplace transform inverse of this expression, because we know that this part is the Laplace transform of negative 26 over 3 e to the negative 3t. This part is the Laplace transform of 26 over 3, and this part is the Laplace transform of 2t. That means that this expression is this Laplace transform, and therefore, using this formula from right to left, we can see that this is the Laplace transform. This part is just negative 6 e to the negative 3t, and for this part, we're going to have a u4 of t, right? And we need to change this function, change it anytime we see that t, we need to write a t minus 4. Then we're going to have times negative 26 over 3 times e to the negative 3 times t minus 4 plus 26 over 3 plus 2 times t minus 4. And therefore, all of this process here was to rewrite this part. And we have done that. We have used this formula, and now we can provide the answer. The answer is y equal negative 6 e to the negative 3t plus u4 of t times, let's see if we can do some simplification. This is negative 26 over 3 e to the negative 3 times t minus 4. And then here we have plus, we're going to have a 26 over 3 minus 8, which is, this is 26 minus 24 over 3. And this is 2/3, then it will be plus 2/3 and plus 2t. Then where's this part? Then this is the solution for this initial value. Okay, this is it for this video.